and we are live. So, I am a Love Supreme, and I am in Verno Jay Studios with Darcy. Now, this is a review from one of your fans. So I saw this motherfucker play guitar, other guitar, other guitar, other guitar featuring stank, bass, drums, stank face, vocals, backing vocals, and give witty banter while posing for pictures. While she let some jerk off play hand drum and an egg shaker, if you would please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Darcy Nicole Stanziola, and I'm releasing my music under Darcy Nicole. I also make death metal music by myself under the name Darg Dua on SoundCloud. That is spelled DEARG / DUE.
Wow. Okay. Well, you canceled out one of my other questions because I was going to ask. Okay. So, could you please let everybody know what were the names of the songs that you recorded today with Verno Jay?
Yeah. So, all of these songs I recorded a few months ago, while I was doing my first semester of my third year of college, and then I sat on them for a while for Matt to finish constructing Verno Jay Studios. And so the first song I did was a song called Sixth, and
With a TH?
With a TH.
Ah, yes,
yeah.
okay.
And so
the number of the word?
The number.
Ah, yes.
And that's not related to it being the sixth track on any album. It's related to the chord that's in the song, or one of the chords is the song makes heavy use of a sixth chord, which, if you know music theory people will know what I'm talking about. But that's what it's in reference to, not it being the sixth track. So I guess I was just feeling cheeky with that one. And then I have a song called South Division Avenue, which is about a dear friend of mine. I won't say who, but I moved back to Grand Rapids to my apartment, and I wrote that song like 2 days after I moved in, and and there's a street called South Division Avenue that's like a mile away from my apartment, and so that's where the title comes from. But it's not really about the street; it's about a person. And then the last one is called "The Spirits Are Entering Through My Left Ear," which is kind of just a song of abstractions, really, lyrically. I don't really want to say more than that. I mean, I guess it is about something, but I'd rather just leave it to interpretation.
Okay, well, my question about that is, does your right ear feel left out at all?
No, I wouldn't say so. I don't think spirits entering you through your ear is really pleasant. I mean, I don't know. I guess it would depend on the spirit, but I can't imagine it's a pleasant experience.
Okay. So, as stated by one of your fans, me, who saw you play all the instruments minus the egg shaker and sing all the parts and do everything. I don't know if you wanted the information out there that you yourself recorded every instrument. My question to you is, when you play all the instruments, how does music occur to you? Basically what I'm asking is, where do the ideas come from, and how do you arrange it in your head?
That is a good question. Well,
thank you. I do this.
In terms of writing, I guess it always starts, whether it's my death metal or it's my, just songwriter music. I guess it always starts with a guitar, whether it's some cool chords or a cool little riff or something. It always kind of starts there, and then I kind of build off of that. In terms of writing, vocals and lyrics almost always come last, those kind of are built on top of the instrumental, so those almost always come last. so that's my writing process, and then recording it, I usually start with drums because it's just easy to lay everything on top of drums because that's just kind of keeping the beat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then layer stuff on top of that. So when I write, I start with guitar, and then when I record, I start with drums, and I'm usually just playing drums and humming the song in my head, so I get the sense of time.
Wow, yeah, that's that's pretty amazing. I wish I could do that. Now, so yeah, you mentioned, of course, this project that you were working on today, and you mentioned a death metal project that we have not heard. Now, how many other projects have you been involved with, just off the top of your head? And how many of those projects have you played multiple instruments?
Been involved with, I mean, as far as like solo projects, these two, I guess technically three, because but in terms of bands, if you're counting those two,
Yes, of course.
I think, I don't know, probably 7. I want to say 7.
Wow.
And what was the second part of the question? How many of those did I play multiple instruments?
Yes, because I actually forgot, and I got it written right here. I forgot.
Oh, pretty much all of them except one.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a band called The Last Page, in which my lovely producer and engineer Matt Dietrich also plays. I played bass in that band for another time, for a short time, I meant to say. And yeah, everyone else in that band was pretty competent and also around at all times.
Yes.
So, I mean, no, that sounds mean. I don't want to make it sound like people in my other bands weren't competent, but mostly it was just a thing of, you know,
just availability.
Availability,
yeah.
Exactly. No,
right.
People wasn't a matter of being competent. It was just a matter of availability.
Of course.
But yeah, eventually I just got the idea to just do everything by myself because I don't know. I'm the sort of person that always hated group projects in school, so I guess it just kind of makes sense.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure that everybody that's involved with you musically completely admires you for the weight that you pull. So here's a random question that I don't have written down. Now, you mentioned Matthew Dietrich. Now, I know this guy Verno Jay, and he's all right. Now, who do you think will win in a fight, Matthew Dietrich or Verno Jay?
Well, Verno Jay has the strength of a battalion of musicians and artists who work as his underlings. So he's got he's got strength in numbers.
Does he allow his underlings cigarette breaks?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not union, but he allows them that.
Okay, cool.
They don't have dental.
Yeah.
But
teeth are pretty fucked.
Yeah, but I don't know if Verno Jay really by himself has the killer instinct.
Yes.
Which I think Matthew Dietrich has. So
yes.
I think it'd be a close match.
Yeah, it's probably the German. All right. So, as I was sitting in the studio, obviously not contributing too much, but just as an observer, one thing that I saw is that you have, it's, for lack of a better term, excuse my vocabulary, it's oxymoronic, but a relaxed hyper focus and comfort, like a banana in a sleeve. So, is my assessment correct? When you play, are you hyper focused?
Yeah, I tend to get super hyper focused on some things, but then I have ADHD, so it's kind of like once I can focus on something, then it's like hard for me to stop focusing. So it's definitely like, yeah, I don't really show it on my face, but I'm kind of like, I'm pretty lasered in most of the time.
Shit, I see it on your face. You got the stank face down. That's why on your the listing of all the instruments, you got to put stank face in there because it was definitely there, and I appreciated it.
Yeah, because you could just be playing whatever with a straight face, but
Oh yeah.
once it gets stanky, then
Oh
it's
yeah.
like,
I think that same asshole that played like the hand drum and the shaker also played like a sick stool, and I believe
oh
he
yeah, he
made a
was
very
playing. He got a pretty good stool solo.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So and going on to the relaxing component, and you can be completely vain, completely just ride yourself on this one, but um is the relaxed component more because of how talented you are, or how prepared you are before you even record?
Well, I like the way you phrased that question because it allows me to kind of elaborate. I think that talent, you know, of course, people sometimes have natural affinities for some things and can take to it easy, but I think, you know, I I would not claim that. I would just claim my hours,
Mm-hmm.
because I really wanted to, just out of consideration for the producer mostly, uh, wanted to just have things down and practiced before I came in. So definitely spent a lot of time preparing and composing
Right.
things before I got to this point.
Right.
So I would say just a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot of preparation and practice.
Yeah, because I mean, we were in the studio talking about how efficient the recording was, especially considering that you played everything. There wasn't that much time spent, you having to find whatever out of what tuning or anything. It's like you just had it all down. In fact, we actually had to wait on Verno Jay to like get stuff together. And I heard that we started off with a 5-star review. What are we at now? As far as star reviews?
I think I'm feeling pretty good. I think we're at a 3.5 star on Yelp.
Nice. We went all the way down to 1 on Yelp. But,
yeah, we were at one point at 1. I was pretty upset.
Yeah. Now, what specifically upset you, if you don't?
I think it was he had meant to mute a track and didn't.
Yeah.
And so we had a about 5-second time delay in recording a track.
Yeah.
And my time is valuable.
Yeah, this is time that you paid for. 5 seconds. That's shit. Yeah, I feel that. For sure. All right, so I heard you say certain things. One of the things I heard you say is that you play by feel. So my question is, who are your other influences other than Dave Grohl?
I should clarify to the audience that the play by feel thing quote is an inside joke. I
swore Dave Grohl said that. I thought like that was like one of the things. He's like,
did he say that?
Bro, I promise you, he was like, oh yeah, like, well, I don't play by myself because this whole like playing a band and when I'm in there, I play by feel. Or no, he was talking about how he plays guitar. It wasn't like drums. It was like how he started playing guitar was by feel. I'm sorry, I thought I missed the whole. Oh, my bad. So you just came with that as like an inside joke that I'm not privy to?
Oh no, I wasn't familiar with the Dave Grohl quote.
This whole time, 2 hours, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask that specific question. Yeah, my bad.
Which is funny because I actually do take a lot of inspiration from Dave Grohl in terms of drumming, because he was a big inspiration to me playing drums early on when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of my general aesthetic, talking solely about my songwriter music, I think the predominant one really is Elliott Smith. Was a singer, songwriter, guitar player, multi-instrumentalist, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not familiar with Elliott Smith. Where are they from?
He's from Portland, or he was from Portland. He passed away in 2003. But
what band?
He played in a band called Heat Miser, and then was a solo artist, and most people know him. His kind of thing was his solo music, but he did play in a band called Heat Miser.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know what to say about him other than, this is going to sound really cheesy, but his music really did change my life.
Are you going to do a hair flip? I wish I was recording this like video. Good job.
For the record, I did do a hair flip.
Good. Yes,
But,
yes, you did.
But yeah, just his instrumental style and his style of guitar playing, as well as his just like kind of lyrical tone and his strong, voice. Um, yeah, it kind of just really made me shift directions of like, what do I want to do with my music,
Okay.
And aside from that, bands like Duster, I love Duster, Slint very much. I love Slint. Graham Coxon from Blur, he's a guitar player, the guitar player in Blur. He's really good. I don't know, I'm trying to think. I don't know, a lot of stuff, because I really do listen to a lot of music, in terms of different styles, but also like I consume a large volume of music,
Right. Yeah.
So,
and that's always a hard question. Like when you listen to so much music, it's like, okay, yeah, narrow it down to a couple people or bands or whatever that inspired you in house. Like, oh, fuck, there's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a little bit of everything I hear every day. But if I had to pick like a predominant voice who kind of acts as my muse and drives my creative force along, it would probably be Elliott Smith.
Okay. Well, yeah, I had to check out Elliott Smith because for the life of me, I'm not. What's his most popular song that probably everybody has heard?
He did a few songs for the movie Good Will Hunting. So he had a lot of songs off of his Either Or album, like Between the Bars or Say Yes. Aside from that album, the song Waltz Number 2 was I think that was a pretty big hit. Or not a big hit, but like one of his bigger songs,
Yeah, sweet.
So,
okay,
I would heavily recommend starting with his Either Or album.
Sure, yeah, I'll hit you up about that later because I'm interested. Now, so I'm not like a music aficionado, and I definitely don't play 1,500 instruments, but I do have 2 ears, and from what I heard in your music, I heard a message of lost love or maybe even love desired in your music. Is that what you were intending to say with your lyrics, or did I completely miss the mark?
No, totally. I think I don't want to write love songs about a specific person most of the time, with the exception of South Division Avenue, of course, which I mentioned. But yeah, I think definitely focusing a lot on relationships that didn't work out, and just kind of pontificating on like.
Ooh, somebody was watching Sesame Street or a Pee Wee's Playhouse. Like imagine the couch goes like, pontificating.
Yeah.
That was a good word. I'm sorry.
But really reflecting on just it's very kind of introspective, and like it's about relationships, but I think it's more so thinking about your actions that you took in those relationships, and kind of thinking really introspectively about like what does that say about me, what things would I do different, how do I really feel about this person. So it's very reflective in that sort of way. But to answer your question, yes, those are I would say those are probably the most dominant themes.
Sweet.
In my songs.
10 points for me. I can dig it.
Yeah. Gold star.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
For getting it spot on.
So, simply put, are we going to see you live? Because I imagine playing all of your instruments, how does that work live? Are we going to see you live ever? Whether it's this or death metal? Like, when are your fans, me, going to see this in front of other people?
Yeah. I have performed a few of my songs, my singer-songwriter stuff.
In Grand Rapids?
Yeah, in Grand Rapids at the my buddy John works at a bar over there that has an open mic night. Shout out to John.
Hey,
And
Johnny.
so I have played a few of these songs live, and I would not be opposed to doing them. You know, I probably will perform them just by myself again at some point. I wouldn't be opposed to doing it with a full band. So for music released under my name, I would say it's possible. But as far as Dark Dua goes, I would say don't get your hopes up.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I am gonna hear the Dark Duo, right? Because the name just sounds like awesome.
Yeah, that name was it's actually a tale from Irish folklore. You know, because I'm Irish and I have a lot of interest in like the history and the mythology of Ireland. But Dark Dua simplified is basically like their equivalent story of like a vampire.
Oh, so like Dracula but Irish? Oh, maybe not Dracula. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean kinda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because like I guess it makes sense that you are Irish because like, you had red hair before you got cute, right? Because now you're all blacked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I even though Verno Jay has red hair, but he's not Irish.
Well, I mean, he's kind of reddish blonde.
Yeah. It's not like a.
It's not a true ginger.
Okay, yeah, he's like ginger-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, call him Ginger Snap. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So today was a monumental day. You were the first artist to record in the new studio. So
yes.
Hooray! Interlap track. Woo! Yeah, woo, go baby. How did Verno Jay's premixing compare to your expectations before actually recording? Was that question clear, or do I need to rephrase it? Okay.
I think he has succeeded all of my expectations. You know, I've of course recorded him with him before, but not in the new studio. I recorded with him at Verno Jay, the previous one.
Part 1.
Verno Jay Part 1.
Season 1.
Proto Jay.
Proto Jay.
And yeah, so I knew he was talented in the mixing aspect and certainly knowledgeable, knew what he was doing. So I trusted him in that way. But I am kind of blown away at the, because he has made some improvements. Certainly just the acoustic space is much better. And also, equipment, some upgrades there, and just getting older and wiser. Yeah, I'm really, I don't know, I'm really impressed.
Yeah, because I would say it's certainly more space. Did you enjoy having the more space?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for certain.
the last Verno Jay was, in a basement, as this one also is in a basement, but it's just a much bigger basement.
Yeah, because like I remember before you'd have like
with soundproofing.
Yeah, exactly.
With soundproofing
and actual sound absorption.
Except for the motorcycle outside that deafened everyone. You
gotta make sure you close the bathroom door.
But yeah, because I know before we had like 6 people down there that weighed at least 200. Maybe upwards of 300, like in a very small. It was really bad.
So tight.
Yeah,
going down some stairs. Yeah,
it was kind of more of a walk-in closet.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, it kind of had like a church feel. I guess it was like the carpet on the floor and like the organ. It just kind of felt like a startup church.
Yeah,
but it feels like 1940.
Don't compare Verno Jay to a startup church. People are going to get cold comparison. Here we go, you guys.
No, hold on. I was still doing the
We're not done.
the thing with what's out. Quick questions.
Shit, man.
That's I don't know if we're talking to Matt or Verno Jay, but he just cursed at me. Anyway, so are there any other projects that you want to let your fans know about? Anything else?
Right now, I kind of just have these 2 going. I do some other work with other artists, of course. I have played bass with Matthew Dietrich and his band The Last Page, although I haven't been a part of that for a little while.
Neither have I.
Yeah. I've played guitar with my friend Brad, who makes music under Sunny Smiles. I've played guitar on his Southbound Again EP, as well as the Trilogy Sessions live album. I played guitar on. And I don't know. I guess stay tuned for the future. I'm certainly, I'm always working on stuff. So
Okay, sweet.
I have a new Dark Dua track coming out in hopefully just a few days.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's exciting.
So now I got some risque. I didn't put the tilde on the thing goes over the E. So
Ooh.
I think it's just risque. Questions.
Risk.
Risk. Risk.
Yeah.
All right. So first question is, would you fuck to your music?
No.
No.
Oh God, no. My music is depressing. I wouldn't want to fuck to that.
I mean, hey, some people, you've heard of hate fucking. Some people depress fuck. I think. I don't.
Some people.
I mean, probably. But not you.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I think if I was fucking someone and then my music came on, I don't know. I think I would lose interest.
Yeah. No, yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. Well, lose interest in your music or lose interest in the person or lose interest in the
lose
sex.
interest in the fucking.
Yes.
Also, not only because of the mood, but also because I wouldn't be able to focus on two things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would start listening to the music.
For sure.
And I would stop paying attention to the sex.
Right, okay. So your photographer came in and didn't ask me to disrobe and show breasts. Does this upset you?
Yes, I was looking forward to seeing it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm quite perturbed. Okay, another question I have is, do you want your gender identity tightly associated with your music?
Yeah, so this is actually a very good question. So if you didn't know, for the audience, I am a transgender woman.
Yeah, girl.
Hey. Oh, fuck. Okay. Regaining my train of thought.
That's okay.
But yes. So, as far as its influence on my music, yeah, definitely it does. But I would say not in a direct way. Maybe I wouldn't say I often explicitly, kind of talk about it or mention it. But my music is just kind of influenced by, my life and my emotions. And obviously that is very much influenced by, my transgenderism, because it's a big, aspect of me and aspect of my life, and certainly influences, the emotions I feel and how I see the world. So I would say it makes its way into my music that way.
Right.
So
being a part of you, but not necessarily the only thing about, I guess the only thing about your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess there are a couple of references here and there that maybe if you're looking for them, you'll see them. But I don't really explicitly write about it. But
Right.
It does influence my music quite a bit.
Right.
Influences me quite a bit.
Yeah. I think this is my narcissism coming out, but because I'm going to talk about myself, where I kind of get that, like, as a black dude who, loves playing, punk, metal, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be known as, like, a black guy that plays this kind of music. I'm just a musician. I just play this kind of music. I just so happen to be this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, you're a transgender artist, but you're an artist, like you're a musician, and that's just it's a part of you. It's
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
you summed it up just like that.
Well, thank you. So yeah, this is the last question I have for your first interview. Of course, we're gonna have many others because I like to talk. I love having you here. While I hold my phone tentatively. All right. So, and this is kind of deep. If you don't have an answer for it, I thought it was deep. All right, here it goes. Okay, so if less than 100 people heard your music for 5 years, would you continue making music? And if yes, would you continue making it the way that you have?
Oh, I would always continue making music. I think, I think first and foremost, I don't really make music for other people, because I just make music for me, that's just, it's kind of my way of, artistic expression, of course, but it's also kind of my way of speaking, because I very much use music to kind of process, thoughts and emotions that I wouldn't really have any other way of processing. So I think even if no one listened to my music, I would still make it. Of course, I'd like people to.
Yeah, right. That'd always be great.
But yes, I don't see myself, even if I release this and it gets 0 listens, I will still make music. No, not stop it anytime soon. As for doing it the same way, I think it would just be impossible for me to do it the same way, because I think I do my music a different way from song to song. I'm because I'm always searching for something new. I get bored very easily, just generally, and so I try very hard to not make songs sound the same, or kind of say the same things. So I yeah, I in like 5 years, I have no idea what kind of music I'll be making. Maybe I'll be making electronica or polka or something.
Oh, polka, yeah, that'd be.
Or chamber pop or something. I don't know.
Chamber pop?
Yeah.
That's real?
Mm-hmm. It's like the Beach Boys.
The chamber pop? That's the name for that? I thought it was like beach surfer. I don't know.
Chamber pop. Well, I'll get into chamber pop, but
oh, I'll tell you something.
but yeah, I don't know. I guess on that front, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But it will, whatever form it takes in 5 years, I imagine it'll be very different.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be very different next year. I don't know.
Well, I certainly hope so. I look forward to listening. I hope that you keep on recording like you said you would. Thank you for being here for my first interview. This was pretty sweet. Here at Verno Jay, we have empty bottles of gin bean. So thanks for...
oh, no, it's not empty. There's a couple drops left.
Oh, yeah, let me
oh, yeah.
get that.
Get in there.
Yeah, because it has to be empty. And again, thank you. This is A Love Supreme, talking with Darcy. Make sure that you check out 3 song. What's the name of the EP?
My EP coming out is called 3 Songs, because it is 3 songs.
Oh.
And and I'm also as Dark Dua on SoundCloud, and I have, I think, 7 or 8 songs so far released, and we're releasing another one in a few days from now, from when this interview happened, so it might be out already by the time this comes out.
Well, you just got it from her mouth. That sounds kind of dirty. But yes, be sure that you check out all Darcy's projects, and Verno Jay Records signing out. Baby. Okay, sweet. We did it.
Awesome.
Holy shit.
Those are good questions.